Well, welcome back to Exhaust Sports Auto. My name is Kevin, and I get it, funds are hurting right now, but you still got to be posted up in that luxury car. I get it, you still got to pull up on those people. So here we are, the Acura TLX. You know, Acura has the perfect solution for you because this is not just any TLX. This is actually a certified pre-owned TLX, so it's dirt cheap, relatively speaking. And this is actually our personal vehicle. It's like one of our family vehicles, whatever. But I've been tooling around in it a little bit, right? So I have some extensive experience with this car. And if you want to see the full like driving review I did, I can just post that little link up there in the description box, whatever. But I reviewed the car, but this is going to be talking about more so of the issues, right? Like what to kind of look out for if you're actually going to be shopping for this thing. Because Acura Honda, dude, they have a very interesting, reliability record, I guess. There's really no solid advice out there. I mean, there is, but it's just like it's all over the place. And that's what pisses me off about these cars because I can post a video about this and then some fanboy jerk off is going to come and be like, the only thing you need to do with the Acura Honda product is put some oil in it, change out fluids, and it's good to go. And you know what? For a lot of people, that's true. A lot of people have had perfect experiences with their Honda Acura products, and they put like regular gas in it and it gets like over 100k miles, zero issues whatsoever. And then there's people like me. I had a TSX, it was a 2010 model. I did an extensive amount of videos on the TSX. Watch the 2-year ownership review I did on my TSX. That'll be the most beneficial for you. But I had issues with that car. It was like 3 or 4 like primary things that went wrong with it that all got covered under warranty, and that's what I'm here to talk about. So this car also has not been perfect. However, despite all the problems that Acura Honda cars have, I still look at them as good cars, if that makes sense. Like, I don't see it as a bad car. They're not going to leave you stranded on the side of the street for the most part, but it's just like certain stupid things go wrong. So let's just get started with it. I'll talk about my personal experiences first. How about that? And then we'll go into the abstract things. So some of the things that went wrong for me with this particular car is, what was it? First thing, the pause system. So this is a complete base like 2.4 liter 4-cylinder with front wheel drive. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing fancy going on here. And this car, all the front wheel drive vehicles come with pause. What that is the rear wheel steering function. If you get the all-wheel drive, you don't have to worry about it. It doesn't have that issue. But this wasn't so much of an issue, but like every time I turned the vehicle, right? If I turned the vehicle, picture like one of those circles, one of those traffic circles. If I kept driving in a circle, like over and over, I would notice that the rear end would kind of start to make like this strange noise. This kind of like rattly type of sound coming from the rear end. It's very mechanical and it's not super noticeable. You kind of have to be looking out for it type, but all of the service techs, all of the, all the people who worked in service, they immediately recognized the issue. Like when I told them about it, if you drive straight, like over some bumpy roads, you won't get that sound. But it's only when you're turning in a circle in a bumpy-ish road, that's when you hear the kind of rattly sound. And like under warranty, this is a certified pre-owned car, so under warranty they replace the struts, like the tie rods, like they replace like the entire rear suspension area, and the noise still persisted. So they had to put some speakers and shit, and they had to like listen out for the sound, right? And they finally pinpointed it down to the pause system. They had to like tighten everything down. I think they replaced some components for the rear wheel steering function, but whatever it is, that was the issue. And all of this was covered in warranty, like $0 deductible, all that stuff, like not a single penny out of my pocket. So that's something to note there. Now, kind of getting into more of the common issues you're going to be experiencing if you're going to be looking out for this thing in the used car market, right? This is a very like hot car in the used car market because it is the cheapest like luxury car you can essentially buy. That's like, not like an old piece of shit, right? The other issues, vibrations. These generation TLXs, they're known for vibration issues. My car had some issues, like there was like a noticeable amount of vibration coming through the steering wheel and also under acceleration a little bit. And so I took it to Acura, they replaced the side engine mount. Cool. That pretty much alleviated like the interior vibration. But then I noticed just like the the hood in general, just like the engine in general, started to vibrate like crazy for whatever reason. And at first Acura couldn't duplicate the issue. They waited like a couple hours later, they turned it on, they noticed a huge vibration coming from the engine compartment. So they replaced the other engine mount, that's like not the side one, the one in the middle or whatever. There's like two engine mounts, they replaced both of them, and now all the vibrations for the most part are gone. Now keep in mind, I do have the 4-cylinder here, and the obviously 4 cylinders are naturally more prone to vibrations because they're not as smooth as, like, you know, higher displacement or higher cylinder vehicles like the V6s. But Acura 4 cylinders, like Honda 4 cylinders, are a little bit more rattly in general, but I don't really mind it because this is one of the more satisfying 4 cylinders to ring out. I like the induction sound that comes through. It's a pretty cool motor. I do appreciate it a lot. It's reasonably quick as well. But yeah, all the engine mounts were replaced and 99% of the vibrations went away. There's that slight amount of vibration, but it's so like not even worth talking about. So that's really it there. And then the other thing to look out for that can probably really like fix this driving experience is just getting like a solid alignment. They did that on this vehicle and it really did transform the solidity of the drive. Like apparently the alignment was like all off at one point with this car. So once they did it, I noticed a tremendous change. So that's something to note there. Now, other things, like if you're shopping for this car and you're really doing your due diligence with this thing, and you probably looked on all the forums, right? You probably noticed just a ton of like little issues, right? Yes, that's true. It's there. However, it's like it's really hard to like really pinpoint the common issues because there's so many like random issues that pop up, and it's like kind of one-off things here and there. When you like click on the thread for certain issues, like nobody else has commented on the thread, so it's like one guy with that issue and he just happened to post it up on the website. So very random, the things that go wrong and don't go wrong with this car. I've noticed other things, like for a lot of people, their whole dash has started to light up like a Christmas tree, like a bunch of VSC, VSM, whatever it was, lights started coming on, and just their electronics went haywire. That happened to me once in my TSX. However, I was kind of like driving crazy with it, like in a parking lot. Yeah, a little VSC light came on, and then it said like the oil was low. Apparently, like the Acura tech was telling me if you like turn the wheel really hard, all the oil is gonna like go over to one side of the vehicle, and then the computer is gonna register that as not having enough oil in the vehicle. All right, but I just turned the car off and I started back on again, and then everything was fine. So yeah, that happened to me once in a TSX. It hasn't happened to me with this car. Honestly, this car has been pretty solid to me, other than the things I mentioned. Rattles, I think I noticed like one slight rattle coming from the rear, but it's actually nothing too crazy, at least with my particular vehicle. I actually really enjoy the refinement of this car. That's one of the main things I love about it. I love driving it due to the rear roll steering attribute that it has, but I also appreciate just how quiet and comfortable it is. If you're coming from any older generation Acura, this is by far one of the most comfortable Acuras made. So that's something I appreciate. The seats, hardly any wind noise. There's a bit of tire noise, but this car came with the garbage OEM Goodyear tires. That's trash. I hate these tires. I drove one with these Kumo Solus tires. Amazing. They wore out extremely well. Like there's hardly any wear on those Kumo tires, and they grip like Michelin's. Like this thing, it's like squealing like crazy every time I cock the wheel and turn it. So it's that's kind of annoying, but otherwise I do appreciate it. But yeah, I think the vibrations and like the electrical faults, I think that's like one of the most common things. But I highly, like, if you really want this car, right, get it certified pre-owned and buy it from like a super reputable Acura dealership. Don't just buy it from any old Acura dealership, like some raggedy old, like, you know, they have 10 cars on the lot type of dealership. Don't do that. Get it from like a high volume, like certified, like solid Google reviews, all that stuff, because the dealership I work with, I'll shout them out, whatever. Leith Acura in Cary, that's the one that I went to. That's actually where I service my TSX to, but they always are on point, and every little issue that I had, they don't give me the runaround or any of that shit. Like, they actually fix everything that's wrong with the vehicle, and they charge me nothing for it. So they recently changed their certified pre-owned program, so it's like you get the balance of like the factory warranty, and then you get like a more extended one. It covers like electronics, the HVAC, obviously engine trans, all that good stuff. So you're genuinely, like, you're really covered with these cars, and they've honored every little thing. So do I like recommend this? Like, it's really like this and like the ES 350 Lexus, right? But here's the thing with the Lexus. If you want one like of an equivalent price, like 18 to 20 grand, and you want to like keep your payments like under 400 bucks, like around 350 bucks a month, you're going to be looking at a far older Lexus ES 350, like probably 2013, probably has more miles than a comparable TLX at that price. So especially if you want to get it certified pre-owned, if you just want to wing it, no warranty, you just want to get a great deal on ES, I guess you can do that, because honestly it is a superior vehicle. It's like built better, has a better interior. Infotainment in both of these cars are trash. Like, I hate accessing the HVAC in this car. It's so annoying. Like, you're gonna crash this car if you try to, like, you know, play with the HVAC in this thing. But the Lexus is more solid, and I do appreciate it more. But it costs more money, and it's older. This, you know, I get it. You want to like type flex on people. This is pretty good for that. It looks pretty shiny. It looks like brand new. Looks like new money, right? So I get your appreciation for this car. I appreciate it. Yes, there are better cars than this, but I'm telling you, like, you can own this car for 10 plus years and be satisfied driving it. Like, I have not gotten tired of driving this thing, primarily because nothing really drives like this car. Like, a Mazda 6 is technically better. The Honda Accord, like the new one, is technically better, but I just really like it because of that rear wheel steering. That just does something to me. I'll mention this about the V6 vehicles and like all-wheel drives. The V6 comes with that ZF 9-speed. That transmission apparently has some issues, which is crazy because ZF apparently makes like great transmissions, but apparently it's tripping on the Acuras, because a lot of people, they notice like it doesn't like downshift properly. It always like keeps you in this higher gear, and it's like really annoying for people. This 8-speed is perfect, but that V6 is perfect. I've driven the V6, it's amazing. I personally didn't notice anything too crazy with the 9-speed. It wasn't like amazing, but like it would be awesome if they just shoved this transmission, this dual clutch, into that V6, but they didn't do it, so what are you going to do about it? But yeah, dude, that V6 is like a honey of a motor. It's amazing. Like, it almost kind of makes up for the deficiencies of the 9-speed auto, but like it's got issues. I think I heard some people having some issues with the all-wheel drive system as well, even though it's like an amazing system. So it's just like the issues are like really all over the place, and it's just hard to pinpoint like consistent issues with this car. So, you know, something to note, but just get it certified pre-owned. Their warranties are good, and the cars are pretty cheap to buy into as well, like well under 25K. If you value audio, the base audio is okay, but I definitely recommend that ELS, so definitely maybe step up to that tech package, even though the navigation system is trash. That's kind of everything that I have to report with this vehicle. Let me know if you're a TLX owner. I mean, I don't want to hear from like Honda fanboys that just, you know, protect their brand oh so, you know, carefully. Like, I don't give a damn about that. I want to hear from like actual owners, like how it's held up for you, because for some people, like, it has held up perfectly. Oh, I'll mention, I'm sorry, one last thing. Direct injection. Like, all these cars come with direct injection, so carbon buildup is something you have to probably deal with these motors and the V6 as well. So another thing to note, but that pretty much does it for this what to look out for video. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you found value with it. Thank you very much for watching. Take care and goodbye.